Hello and welcome to Gaming Gain. My name is Muzz and welcome back to the Video Game Index. It's been a while since I posted one of these videos and I have a good reason for that. Obviously the world is in a different state than the last time I posted one of these videos, but that's actually not the reason why. The reason is that I had a video in my mind, I'd written the script, I knew what game I wanted to focus on, and then something unprecedented happened. A game came out, it drew all of my attention away from it, and I knew I had to get it onto the index as soon as possible. And that game is Doom Eternal. I hope you enjoy. Doom Eternal was created by id Software and was released on the 20th of March 2020. It is a direct sequel to the reboot of the critically acclaimed Doom 2016. Doom Eternal had been one of my most anticipated games since I played Doom 2016 and I heard it was getting a sequel. All Doom Eternal had to do was provide the same quality of gameplay, guns, secret and lore, and I would have been more than satisfied with the end product. But they didn't. In my opinion, they have gone above and beyond and enhanced almost every aspect of Doom 2016. When inducting Doom 2016 into the index, gameplay was by far and away the most important factor in getting it inducted, as it was superb, fast-paced, dynamic and exhilarating, and I was expecting the same in Doom Eternal. But what I wasn't expecting was how much they would improve and change aspects of the combat. Doom Eternal's combat feels faster, more intense, and the mental gymnastics you have to do during combat is insane. Doom Eternal has so many ways to help you rip and tear your way through the demon hordes. With the base weapons that haven't changed much from Doom 2016, all your favourites are still there, like the rocket launcher, plasma rifle, and everyone's favourite, the super shotgun, which I'll go into more detail later because it deserves its own section. With its base fire mode, each weapon also comes with 2 different mods you can change it on the fly during combat, giving you a lot of different options for how you deal with the demons. The gunplay is unbelievably fun. The weapons you have available are all very satisfying in their own way, but also offer the player a level of strategy as different weapons affect enemies in a different way, and certain situations may require specific mods to maximise demon annihilation. Like Doom 2016, health and ammo is mainly acquired from the enemies and the way they are killed. Health is still acquired through glory kills, and ammo is mainly acquired through the chainsaw. Ammo that you can hold in Doom Eternal is a lot less than that of Doom 2016, and you would think this element would make it frustrating, but it actually adds so much to the combat as it forces you to use all the weapons in your arsenal. Armor is acquired from enemies as you can now set them on fire with the flame belch, and they slowly feed armor to you, but if you kill one of the enemies who's on fire, they explode and shower you with armor. One of the simple additions that they have added to the gameplay is the ability for the Doomslayer to dash twice in quick succession. And it might be the best thing about the game. The dash is incredibly fun to use, whether it's during the Doom Eternal's platforming sections that break up the combat sections, in my opinion, quite nicely. And it also allows more control during combat. It allows you to close distance on enemies or get out of dodge quickly. It is a great addition to the game and improves the already slick and quick movement from Doom 2016. This great combat system would be nothing if the enemies were dull and boring to kill. That is certainly not the case for Doom Eternal. They have brought back a lot of enemies from Doom 2016, but have made some slight changes to the look of them, making them resemble more the earlier designs. Imps, Mancubuses and Pinkies all remain pretty much the same, with the Cacodemon being back as well, but they have actually changed the Cacodemon to a more melee focused enemy rather than shooting projectiles. It still does this, but it will charge at you round the map, hounding you, trying to get close to chomp at you. Then you have some enemies that were from the earlier Doom games but not on Doom 2016, like they are Arachnotron, who make the first few levels a pain in the ass, as they are very difficult enemies early on. And the Archvile also makes a return, but it's the new demons who really deserve the shout out here. You have the Whiplash, a quick, agile, snake-like demon who likes to stay at range but closes distance, and you'll get one of the most satisfying glory kills in all of Doom Eternal. And then you have the Marauder. In my opinion, the hardest demon in Doom Eternal. When you face off against the Marauder, it is a duel to the death. Each victory against the Marauder is well earned, requiring all of your skill, concentration and a little bit of luck to defeat them. The variety of enemies in Doom Eternal keeps each encounter fresh. The enemies complement each other and provide a real challenge when the right combination of enemies is put together. Looking at Doom Eternal, you'd assume that it would be just a spray and pray kind of game, but as I have talked about, there is a good level of strategy to each combat encounter, and something that has changed from Doom 2016 to Doom Eternal is that some enemy body parts can be targeted, and if damaged enough they become unusable, and with some enemies it is essential that you focus on them as they can make your life a living hell. In the campaign, the kill rooms of Doom Eternal are very varied, some of them having more verticality, more boost pads, pipes you can swing off, traps you can use against the enemies, a special device that keeps the enemies respawning until it's destroyed, large kill rooms, small kill rooms with lots of stuff in them that you can jump behind, lots of cover, more open kill rooms where you really need to try and plan your route to make sure that you don't take too much damage. No two rooms in Doom Eternal feel the same, and they feel more dynamic and exciting to play than Doom 2016's kill rooms, as each of the designs of each kill room, apart from a few, seem like the developers really took their time with designing each kill room and focusing on making sure each one was very different to the next. Exploration in Doom Eternal is much like Doom 2016, with it being fun little diversions that can take a couple minutes for you to find the collectible or secret that you're looking for. The collectibles and secrets are varied, from music soundtracks to stuffed dolls that look like the enemies in Doom. There is even a secret in which you can play the first 2 original Doom games in Doom Eternal. They're fun, they're pretty cool, and it's part of the Doom ethos to have these types of things, so it fits right in. The biggest surprise that Doom Eternal provided was the story. One of my main criticisms of Doom 2016 was the story, and Doom Eternal's story seems like a formulaic Doom story. Earth's being invaded by the demon hordes, and Doom Guy's Earth last hope against it. While on the surface it may seem very generic, the campaign provides some very interesting backstory to Doom Guy, like how he became so godlike. It intrigued me so much that I had to do a bit of research to find out more about the story, which I was not expecting to be doing at the end of a Doom game. We're at the end now, but before we go, it's time to talk about the best thing in Doom Eternal, the Super Shotgun. The Super Shotgun was first introduced in Doom 2, and it has been a mainstay in the Doom games ever since. In Doom Eternal, they have changed the Super Shotgun to a single fire, but have also added a grappling hook that doesn't bring the enemies to you, it brings you to the enemies. Much like 2016's Doom, the Super Shotgun is my favourite weapon in Doom Eternal. It's such a fantastic weapon to use, as the power of the Super Shotgun is enough to blow enemies into tiny pieces no matter how big. The addition of the grappling hook also adds to the Doom player's ability to get around the kill rooms, as you can use the grappling hook offensively as well as defensively. It is a weapon that makes you feel powerful when you use it, and did I mention that if you upgrade the gun, you get a fire grappling hook. An incredible weapon for an incredible game. In conclusion, Doom 2016 is a great game, but Doom Eternal has pushed the Doom franchise to another level, with improved combat, a plethora of enemies to destroy, more stimulating kill rooms, and a story that I was actually interested in. Doom Eternal starts off at 100% and still manages to ramp it up from there. It is an incredible, fierce, exceptional game, and has blood punched its way onto the video game index. And now all that's left to do is to put Doom Eternal onto my new video game index board. It's smart, it's cleaner, and it looks so much better than the wall that is just over there. Plus it's pink, which, in case you couldn't tell with all the pink, pink is my favourite colour. So, if you were paying attention during the review, you would have noticed that I compared it to Doom 2016 a lot, and ultimately I believe it is a better game than Doom 2016. I believe they improved on so much and really upped the ante with Doom Eternal. So it will be above Doom 2016. We've got The Last of Us in number 1, Dark Souls 1 in number 2, and Dead Space 1 in number 3. So will it crack the top 3? Well, I actually know where I'm going to put it, and it was, obviously these are all tough decisions, but I think I pretty much knew where I was going to put this when I started doing the index on it, the video on it. So, well, that was not part of the plan. So, drum roll please. It's going to go just above Dead Space but below Dark Souls. So the reason for that is Dark Souls 1, just an incredible journey that you go on, just the feeling you get when you defeat a boss is there's nothing quite like it. So that's why I believe it stays above Doom Eternal. In terms of Dead Space, I'd say Doom Eternal and Dead Space stories are quite similar in their enjoyability, but it's the gameplay that really takes the cake. Gameplay of Doom Eternal is just amazing, and if you were to ask me to play one game, just jump straight into it, it would be Doom Eternal, just because the sheer fact it's so fun and you really get a great feeling from playing it. So that's why it's going to be above Dead Space. So that is the video game index. If you like what you saw, keep in touch, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, do all that stuff. I'm going to be doing hopefully more of these. I'm going to aim for one a month, if not at least one every 2 months, just because of everything that's going on. It's an ongoing situation. There's a lot of changes that are being made. But yeah, so if you like what you see, keep in touch, and any thoughts, comments, general hostile remarks, leave them below. Thank you very much.